Twitch streamers are taking over social media. Jinxie, if that's how you say his name, Speed, Kai Cenat, all those guys are constantly able to keep their audience entertained, constantly able to produce high quality content while maintaining a magnetic social demeanor, especially around women. But if you think you can't be as funny or socially magnetic as all these guys on Twitch, all these other streamers, then you're sadly mistaken. I'll be going over 5 tactics that these streamers use to maintain their social skills while they're on stream and how you can use it in your social life. Starting with number 1, connecting with your audience. Now we're gonna take a look at the infamous Aiden Ross. From all the videos I've watched with Aiden Ross in his streams, with guys like 21 Savage, Tory Lanez, and Playboy Cardi for like 30 minutes, you often see him engaging with the people that he's with, and even engaging with the chat itself. I think in every other sentence, the word chat is mentioned. Chat this, chat that, chat what do you think, chat this, whatever, chat. It may seem annoying, but it's actually a good skill to utilize. Why? Why is this important? Because the way that he actively engages with the people that he's with the chat, his audience, it creates a sense of community, which then fosters strong relationships. It gets the viewers to return to his videos. It gets the people to subscribe. It makes them feel belonged. It makes them feel heard. And like how I've mentioned before in other videos, it's human nature to want to feel important. It's human nature to want to feel heard, to feel noticed, to feel appreciated. So in your social life, what you can do to improve it while implementing this tactic is to first respond back to text messages. And it specifically goes out to the people who see text messages but refuse to respond back to them, who wait 3 to 4 hours to respond back to a text message they saw while they were scrolling on TikTok. Oh God, I didn't feel like I answered the text message at the time. Head out. All right, I'm wilding. But seriously, responding back to messages at a promptly time, commenting on a friend's post, boosting them up, asking questions that make people feel valued, making them feel important. That's how you get them invested in a connection that you're trying to forge. That's how you get a group. That's how you get your audience loving you more and more. Ultimately strengthening all your social bonds. Moving on to tactic number 2, authenticity. Now, what streamer can I pick from? I need a streamer that's unapologetically himself, no matter where he's at. Unique, not afraid to act a fool in front of famous people, because it's just who he is. The only one I can think of right now is I Show Speed. The boy, the myth, the extravagant phenomenon. Speed is the type of dude who does not care where he's at. He is himself all the way. Speed is the type of person I figure that he is just himself through and through. He is himself on and off stream. And he doesn't care who he's with. He doesn't care who's watching. And most people might find this annoying. But in my opinion, who are you to judge? I feel like most people in this world are faking a personality that they hate to maintain, while Speed is out here being himself, liberated from any type of status quo that's been implemented in his social structure. He's freely himself. But why does his authenticity matter? First off, it begins to build trust. And trust is the foundation of any healthy relationship. Nowadays, it's hard to know who's really who. Everyone's faking a personality for the sake of trying to get something in return, trying to gain the advantage. So you never really know what's real. You never really know who is real. Leaving yourself out on the table in a vulnerable fashion while setting certain boundaries of what can be displayed or not to other people in regards to who you are as a person will garner more relationships for you, allowing people to confide in you because they know who you are. There's no malintent into any type of action. They know who you are, they know why you're doing this, they know your intentions. It makes it easier to find trust in you. So in your social interactions, try to share experiences that you've had before. Try sharing your true interests. Crack a little joke that has a dark humor tone to it. Everyone has that. There's no point of faking it. Because if you truly want to build an authentic connection with others, you're gonna have to leave some cards on the table for them to see. Embrace who you are, and you'll find people drawn to you, drawn to the real you. And with this tactic, Speed's garnered over 1 million of people watching his streams, meeting famous athletes, meeting famous actors, anyone famous, really, all because he's being himself. So why can't you? This next tip talks about humor and quick wit. Now, I know everyone in a conversation wants to feel like they can be funny, they can crack a joke, they can make people laugh with what they say. Doing so will give you an advantage to make people like you a little bit better, making them feel a lot more comfortable with you in a conversation. But it's hard to do so if you're not good at it. And one of the reasons why people aren't good at it is because they think too much about what the other person is going to say or react, which is fair. We live in a world where anything that we say has potential to cancel us for life. But again, what's life without risks? A lot of streamers push the barrier of what they can say on their streams to make other people laugh. And oftentimes what I've noticed is that you don't want to say something because you think you might get some backlash from it, but another person says it, you feel some sense of relief because that person said it. They said what was on their mind, which quite possibly was the same thing that was on your mind, which causes their audience to gravitate towards them time and time again because they are able to sort of vicariously live through the streamer because they say what you're too afraid to say. But why does humor matter? Laughter is a universal language that breaks down a lot of barriers. So in your social life, injecting humor into conversations brightens up the mood, lightens the atmosphere a little bit, and makes the interactions enjoyable. I know sometimes it's hard to create jokes in a moment, but a simple practice you can do is start watching more movies. Start copying actors and actresses who make jokes in their movies and try using them in those situations. You can even start watching comedians, understanding how their quick wit is implemented during their shows. It'll sort of teach you how to push the barrier a little bit, but make you well versed on how to tell a joke properly. And personally, having quick wit shows off your intelligence in the situation, thus making you more memorable in social circles. But if you want a better way to better your humor skills, then you need to better your decision-making skills. And the easiest way I found to do it by sitting in my bed was playing this game called Kingsters. It keeps my brain sharp so that I can take advantage of any situation I find humor in. And that's all that really matters. It's a free game down the App Store. I'll leave the link down below. The next topic I'm gonna talk about is consistency. And you're probably thinking to yourself, Joe, what does consistency have to do with me and my social life? I'm not a Twitch streamer posting videos consistently. What does this have to do with anything? But when I say consistency, I'm talking about staying consistent to who you are as a person. Sort of going back to number 2 and piggybacking off of authenticity. The consistency to stay true to who you are allows a person to confide within you because you've been a reliable presence that they can trust in. You can see the same thing with streamers. When they post consistently on a timely manner, their audience expects to see the person that they flocked to the first time they subscribed. They don't expect to see a change up in a personality. They don't expect to see another person in the stream as well. It's that same person they liked from the beginning. Same way how you guys flock to my YouTube videos. I'm never changing who I am. There's not gonna be another person on this YouTube platform besides me, Joe Prodigy. So in your social life, you wanna try to establish that reliability. Someone's having a bad day, they wanna go to you knowing that they'll feel better afterwards, or trust you with a certain task because they know that you can do it. So some ways that you can practice this is by attending events regularly that you were invited to, checking in on friends consistently, and I can't stress this enough. Checking on your friends. And making plans as promised, man, don't flake. You need to create a dependable reputation. People want to feel secure in your friendship so they can keep hanging out with you more. And by following these tips, these will strengthen that foundation of your relationship. So be consistent. Last but not least, tip number 5, and that's active listening. And I say this time and time again. I see Twitch streamers do this perfectly, especially when they have a guest on their stream. Asking thoughtful questions and listening to that person, responding back in a way that shows that they were actually paying attention to what that person was saying. One thing I do like about streamers is how they ask the chat to, throw F's in the chat or do this in the chat, and they all do it. I believe some of them some roses or candy bars. I don't know. I go on live sometime on TikTok and I see people throwing up candies and roses and whatever, but it's because the ability of the person who's on that live, on that stream, to engage with his audience in a way that keeps them coming back by them listening to whatever the audience is asking them to do is what garners more attention for that streamer. So like I said before, active listening is a game changer, especially in your social life. It demonstrates genuine interest and respect in a person. So for any social interaction that you're in from here on out, I want you to start by putting that damn phone away, especially when someone's talking to you. Putting away anything that's distracting and focus strictly on that person you're talking to. This will help you on a date. Maintaining eye contact, that's a given. And responding thoughtfully to make others feel like they were heard, they were valued. That's how you win in these conversations. Making you more liked, and it deepens your connections to establish you as the reliable, empathetic friend that they have. But yes, these are 5 tactics that I've learned from watching streamers and how they're able to maintain a social magnetic field with their audience and with their guests. And now you guys can go ahead and implement that into your social life. And who knows, maybe I'll start streaming and start doing the same thing, start implementing these techniques. But with that being said, I hope you found value in this video. Share it to anyone who needs to hear this. Don't forget to book a call with me if you want to take your social skills to another level. Other than that, develop a prodigy mindset and tackle your problems with everything you got. All right? I believe in you. Take care. Peace.